हेलो एवरीवन, कैसे हैं आप लोग। वेलकम टू एसएसबी शॉर्ट एकेडमी एंड आल्सो टू दिस वीकली करंट अफेयर सेशन. Dear student, today I'm going to discuss all about the happenings, the important coverage of international issues, national states and various things which are important for your examination point of view. Mostly for NDS, CDS, AFCAT and also for SSB interview. So ladies and gentlemen, let's start with. First of all, I like to tell you for the better convenience that the topic which I have classified today are subdivided into these subtopics are the international issues, national affairs, regional state affairs, sports, defense, and miscellaneous, which includes important dates, persons, and places in news. So the first issues what we will be discussing today about the grey list in which the UAA has been put by FATF. See, the FATF grey list mainly works around, it is mainly a policy making body, and its mandate is to promote reforms in a country's financial system to combat money laundering and terror financing. ये जो पॉलिसी है, ये एक बॉडी है जो पॉलिसी मेकिंग बॉडी है, वो इस तरह की पॉलिसी बनाती है जैसे कि इफ एनी कंट्री, अगर कोई देश टेरर फंडिंग कर रहा है, टेररिस्ट के बढ़ावे देने के लिए फाइनेंशियली दे आर नॉट स्टॉपिंग इट or promoting these activities. So in that case, this FAT will bring that country's name into the grey list. So on March 2020, 2022, Financial Action Task, that is FATF, has included United Arab Emirates, whose capital is Abu Dhabi, in its grey list. So FATF is an intergovernmental body established by the G7 countries. So ladies and gentlemen, here you need to understand what is this G7 countries. It is a group of 7 countries which was formed in 1989. So these countries are Canada, USA, UK, France, Germany, Japan, Italy. But in 1997, USA was also, Russia was also included into this. So it became G8 in 1997. Again in 2014, after the Crimea was annexed by Russia from Ukraine, so these other 7 countries didn't support it, remaining Russia into the list. So Russia was removed and it became again G7 after 2014. So it is mainly a, already I told you, it is mainly a policy making body, the FATF. Since 2018, Pakistan is also placed in FATF grey list. So why it was so? Because it mainly due to the inability to adequately investigate and arrest commanders of terror groups designated by the United Nations. For example, Jaish-e-Mohammed and etc. So the basic thing which you have to remember from this slide is that UAE is put into the grey list and Pakistan is in this grey list since 2018. Next, we'll see here the suspension of card services in Russia. So during this ongoing crisis in Ukraine, Russia-Ukraine war, you can see here that there are various countries, Western countries are putting sanctions on Russia. So in that, due to the US sanction imposed on Moscow as a result of ongoing crisis in Ukraine, America and network operated MasterCards, American card and network operator MasterCard such as Visa card, American Express have suspended their services in Russia. So the decision came after a request by Ukrainian President Zelensky. Next, we see here the humanitarian corridors. So what is this humanitarian corridors? आपको ये समझना होगा कि जब भी कोई war हो रहा है, युद्ध हो रहा है, तो in that situation, civilians needed a passes to visit or get rid from those regions, come to the safer place. So for that, both the war involved countries have some agreement to create these humanitarian corridors. So these humanitarian corridors were set up during the armed conflict by announcing temporary ceasefire in that regions where the civilians passes are being made. So these corridors are demilitarized zones mainly set up to provide relief for civilian during an armed conflict. And they are established in a specific area and for specific times based on mutual agreement of both sides of an armed conflict. Next, you will see the no-fly zone was also in news. What is this no-fly zone? First of all, आपको ये समझना होगा कि no-fly zone होता क्या है. ये no-fly zone एक एरिया है जो अनाउंस करने के बाद उस रीजन में कोई भी अदर flight cannot take place. So a no-fly zone is an area established by a military power over unauthorized aircrafts are not allowed to fly. So basically in that region, any other flights will not fly to ensure the security of that particular country. So this no-fly zone was asked by Ukraine so that the Russian flights should not fly over that region. And it will be easier for Ukrainian to fight back to Russia. See, it is also known as no-flight zone and or air exclusion zone. No-fly zones are generally established by a nation in an enemy nation's territory during a conflict or war. No-fly zone aims to prevent the operation of enemy's nation's aircraft in the region. No-fly zones are not just permitted. See, it is important here. It is not just permitted to the military context, but they can be even established for civilian purposes. So here is an example for that. It was set up during Olympic Games held in London in 2012. So it can be declared even to the civilian purposes as well, apart from the conflict zone. Next, recently we have seen on 3rd March, there was the virtual summit on Quad leaders. What is Quad? Quad is a group of 4 countries. It is a quadrilateral security dialogue, okay, and is a strategic security dialogue between the United States, India, Japan, and Australia. So it is also considered as a response to the increased Chinese economic and military power, especially in the South China Sea. Next, we'll see China issued formal diplomatic protest to Quad. Actually, China is not accepting this because it is against the Chinese policies in South China Sea. So China has even termed it as an Asian NATO. So what were the major topics and the major points which were taken into this discussion? Like PM Modi emphasized the need to return to a path of dialogue and diplomacy. The country should get away from the war. And you might have seen in the news, it was that since the inception of the war with Ukraine, India has always maintained its neutral position and always have been emphasizing on both the countries should come to the dialogue and bilateral agreement and bilateral talk. That is only the solution at present. He reiterated the importance of adhering to the UN Charter, international law, and respect for sovereignty. He also stressed that the Quad must remain focused on its core objective of promoting peace and stability and prosperity in the Indo-Pacific region. So Quad has not much talked on the Russia-Ukraine war. Now, Zaporizhzhia nuclear plant, it was also a news. So it is one of the largest nuclear plant in the European region. And it also comes in the top 10 largest nuclear plant in the world. So nearly half of the country's electricity is derived from this nuclear power plant in Ukraine. Although the reactor is undergoing renovation and is not operational, it still holds nuclear fuel. It was in the news that the Russian troops have attacked on this and have captured this region. So it is very dangerous when the nuclear fuel is being misused and by mistake if there is fire or something. So before we move to the national affairs to discuss some national important topics, I would like to tell you SSB Social Academy runs various courses which can help you to get into armed forces as an officer. So for that we have starting from the written courses in both platform in online and offline for CDS, NDA, CAPF, and also we have SSB courses in which you may visit to the academy, and we also have online SSB classes by General Bhakuni sir and team. And the team is full of various retired officers who have been in the selection centers previously. Now, the next new courses what SSB Social Academy is going to launch from 1st of May, that is 1-year online foundation course for CDS and NDA, in which there will be only 10 students and the prior personal mentorship will be given to them. Also, a personal mentor will be assigned to the candidates, those who are continuing the online foundation course for CDS and NDA. This is for 1 year. To get more detail regarding these courses, you can contact these two numbers, and also you can download our application of SSB Social Academy from Google Play Store. The first national news what we have to see, which were important, that the Swachhagraha event. Swachhagraha is termed similar to that of Satyagraha. So the Swachhagraha campaign is inspired by the Satyagraha, the world's largest and most effective mass movement, developing a sustainable culture of cleanliness, and is the aim of the cleanliness is the main aim of this campaign. And on 5th March 2022, the Swachhagraha event was organized with the aim of increasing awareness about the significance of Swadhinta and Swachhata among the citizens of the nations. मतलब Swadhinta or Swachhata का concept and the significance is to increase this awareness among the people. Next we see that is of National Highway Electric Vehicle, National Highway for Electric Vehicle. So the National Highway of Electric Vehicle is an organization which aims at promoting electrification of India's transportation systems. So National Highway Electric Vehicle is constructing a green charging station along the Jaipur-Delhi-Agra e-highway. It will have many amenities like restaurant, coffee lounge, a bank, an ATM, or showroom, etc. for the customers to use while charging their vehicles. While the vehicles are being charged, they can visit these places, public places. And National Highway for Electric Vehicles set up India's largest EV charging stations, launched in Gurugram. It has 121 EV chargers and a capacity to charge up to 1,000 cars within a day. It has been set up in a record time of just a month. With these new EV charging stations, Gurugram became the first city to have the top 2 charging stations in India. Next, we will see here the Sambhav and Swavalambam initiatives. So this is to tackle the issue of plastic waste in India. So Sambhav and Swavalambam initiative were launched by Union Minister of State for Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, that is MSME sectors. So Bhanu Pratap Singh Verma, the Union Minister for MSME, has an international summit on plastic recycling and waste management. And this was termed as Sambhav and Swavalambam initiatives. So Indian Railway has developed a Kavach anti-collision system. So Kavach is the automatic train anti-collision system developed by the Indian Railways. So it is also termed as Kavach or Armor, is the indigenously developed system that prevents collision between the trains. It will be soon operational all over the India in gradual manners as proposed in the budget. Next, we have seen recently on 6th March, PM Modi has inaugurated the Pune Metro Rail project. The train will run along 2 routes for the time being. One is to Gargaon College Metro Station and PCMC to Phugewadi Metro Station in Pune. So Nari Shakti of Northeast, the Ministry of Development of the Northeastern region, as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, is celebrating a week-long campaign called Nari Shakti of Northeast to recognize the exceptional achievements of women and girls in Northeast India ahead of International Women's Day 2022. Kerala Kaliyattam Festival, it is a kind of, you can say, dance. The Kaliyattam Festival is an annual Theyyam festival held in the temples in Kerala's Malabar region. Theyyam is the name of the grand dance of festivals that is held in different parts of Kerala, including Kasaragod. So the Theyyam is a kind of dance. Next, we'll see we have lost legendary Australian spinner Shane Warne. Shane Warne was a cricketer from Australia. He was a right-arm leg spinner who is widely regarded as one of the finest bowlers in cricket history. And he was named as one of the 5 Wisden cricketers of the century by a panel of cricket experts in 2000. The only specialist bowler in the quintet and the only one still playing at the time. He passed away on 4th March 2022 from a suspected heart attack In a 15-year career for Australia, he took 708 test wickets and in 1919 won the Cricket World Cup. So Slinex 2022 is an Indian and Sri Lankan Navy bilateral maritime exercise. Will be held at Visakhapatnam from March 7 to 10. It is already in action. Next, National Safety Day 2022 is observed on 4th March. So it is also known as the National Safety Day, or you can say National Security Day. This day aims to raise awareness regarding all safety protocols, which includes workplaces, non-roads, the environments and whole, on roads, environment and health, etc. The theme of National Safety Day 2022 is nurture your minds, develop a safety culture is the theme for this year, National Safety Day. So why I'm telling you the themes, because in AFCAT examinations, most of the time themes are also being asked, not only in AFCAT, even in series in NDA, the themes are being asked of these special days. So with this, we bind up our today's session. And again, I will remind you the courses which we run. We run courses for SSB, online and offline both. We also run courses for written courses for CDS, India and AFCAT. And we are going to start or launch a 1-year online foundation course for NDA and CDS from 1st of May this year. To get more queries for these courses, you may contact these two numbers, and to get periodic discount on any course, download our application from Play Store. Thank you.